Welcome back to They Call Me Uncle. A Princess of Mars. First published in All Story magazine in February 1912 under the possibly better title of Under the Moons of Mars. Written by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the creator of a shared fantasy universe whose influence can still be felt today in all the people who ripped him off. The story was infamously adapted into film only twice, one being a record-breaking box office failure, and the other that has this.
That was her pea bucket!
However, Burroughs' space hero has a much larger profile in the world of comics, from old-school newspaper strips to full novelizations by DC and Marvel. We've read the book, we've read the comics, a lot of comics. We put them side by side against every character and plot point we could find, and we've narrowed it down to our top 7. To sum up the plot, the novel begins with Burroughs himself relaying the story from a manuscript entrusted to him by the mysterious Captain John Carter of Virginia.
Captain John Carter, 1st Virginia Cavalry.
Carter's story begins as a prospector in Arizona after the Civil War, alongside James K. Powell, whose only real purpose is to be killed by the Apaches. Their attackers corner John Carter in a cave, and basically he has a head trip so potent that it transports him all the way to Mars.
What? Barsum.
The first thing he discovers is the planet's lesser gravity gives an Earthling the power to jump higher. The second thing he discovers is an incubator full of eggs, and the eggs full of green people, the Tharks. The first thing that discovers him is the Thark chieftain Tars Tarkas, who takes him captive, transporting him to a derelict Martian city aboard the Thoats, a multi-limbed Martian steed. Carter befriends the Thark Sola and the whatever Woola is, but decidedly doesn't befriend the white apes of Mars, who try to eat him. John Carter learns Martian, or the Martians learn English, tomato tomato, through plot-convenient telepathy. Carter witnesses an aerial battle that kills nearly all the belligerents except for one woman, the mysterious Dejah Thoris.
I am Dejah Thoris.
I've read it before. You haven't.
A random Thor makes the mistake of striking Dejah Thoris, and Carter learns that being on Mars also lets him punch much, much harder. He literally makes a name for himself by straight up murdering 2 guys and taking theirs.
I am Dotar Sojat.
Lots of proper names get thrown around.
That is Jasum. You are on Barsum.
Lots of plot exposition happens, and John Carter starts to grow fond of Dejah Thoris. Carter dispatches a Thart named Zad in a duel of honor despite a cheap shot meant to sabotage him. Sola is revealed as Tars Tarkas' daughter, which is a pretty big no-no among the communal-minded Tharks, gently encouraging Carter, Dejah, and Sola to get the hell out of there. The evil Thark Sarkosia foils their escape plan and delivers Carter to the Thark warlord Talhajus.
Mount to have Yuzdal. Dothegegas Talhajus.
He rescues Dejah and Sola, escapes again, and then is captured again, this time by the rabid Warhoon.
Nobody saw it, no?
None.
The Warhoon sentenced Carter to death in the fight pits, but there he befriends a fellow prisoner named Kantos Khan, a red Martian loyal to Dejah Thoris. The two agree to let Carter fake his death, thus letting Kantos win his freedom. Carter can then simply jump out of the arena, and does exactly that. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. From there, Carter wanders to the Air Factory, which, you guessed it, is a factory that produces air for the dying planet's atmosphere. Since Carter knows way too much, the Air Factory keeper tries to kill him, but fails. After escaping yet again, Carter befriends some tree-dwelling Zodanga farmers, who give him the red body paint he needs to blend in, leaving none for Tracy Lords, it seems. He then rescues yet another Martian in peril, which endears him to the city of Zodanga, and reunites him with a disguised Kantos Khan. There he learns that Dejah Thoris is in fact a princess of Mars. Title drop. Promised to South Dan, the Prince of Zodanga, currently on the verge of crushing her home city of Helium. After yet another battle that happens to him a lot, Carter makes his way back to the Tharks and sets up a trial by combat that allows his old buddy Tars Tarkas to take over the tribe from Talhajus. Carter leads his new Thark horde to the royal wedding and wipes out most of the groom's family to take Dejah Thoris for himself, complete with the customary male bonding ass-kicking alongside her father and grandfather. They live happily for the next 9 years and have a child together. Sorta. But then the air factory starts failing, spelling doom for the people of Mars. John Carter is the only one who knows how to get into the air factory and manages to open the doors, but falls unconscious before finding out if he saved the planet or not. Carter is sucked back to the cave on lame ol' Earth, and the novel ends with him planning his return to his new home at any cost. Don't worry, he does. In the next one, he kills their god. We've identified 46 possible character points, which is a frickin' lot for a book that's only 140 pages long, and 28 plot points, one for each chapter of the book, all adding up to 74. Ironically, the only adaptation actually called A Princess of Mars comes in last at number 7, with 10 possible character points, only 4 for plot, and a total of 14. The score would have gone much higher if not for a startling lack of limbs, body paint, and money. Coming in at number 6 with 22 character points and 11 plot points for a total of 33 is John Carter Warlord of Mars, published by Marvel. Featuring art by heavyweights like Dave Cockrum, Gil Kane, Rudy Nebris, and Marv Wolfman. Some of the best artwork on the list, but had its score brought low by using lots of flashbacks and ending at the wedding. Happy endings, of course, depend on where you stop. Coming in at number 5 is the comic that first introduced Morgan to the story, DC's John Carter, with 22 character points and 14 plot points, adding up to 36. Starting in Tarzan 207 to 209 and ending in Weird Worlds 1 and 2 by Murphy Anderson, Gray Morrow, and Marv Wolfman again. Guy likes to double dip. The source material is faithfully adapted for the most part until chapter 17, where the plot suddenly changes to that of Gods of Mars, a completely different book. Coming in at number 4 with 30 character points, 7 for plot, and a total of 37, is the much maligned John Carter film from 2012. Showing most of the characters helps the score, but possibly miscalculates by skipping Princess of Mars' plot points to make room for Gods of Mars' plot points, like DC did. Coming in at 3rd with 25, 14, and 39 is John Carter of Mars by Gold Key, with art and writing by Jesse Marsh and Paul S. Newman. Note the S.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
For only having a single issue, it did fairly well, but the artwork is much more, subdued than the source material and pretty much any artist who's ever drawn it. At 2nd with 34 character points, 14 for plot, and a total of 48, is John Carter, A Princess of Mars, published by Marvel, by Philippe Andrade, Scotty Young, and Roger Langridge. Marvel's second adaptation gets 2nd place with about half the plot points, but most of the characters. Our top score at 42 of 46 character points and 26 of 28 plot points, and a staggering 68 out of 74 total, is Warlord of Mars 1 through 9 by Dynamite. Art and writing by Steven Sadowski, Louis Antonio, and Arvid Nelson. It's missing only 2 minor characters and the chapters they happen to be in. Read those issues or the trade paperback, and you basically read the original novel. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
When I stepped inside the club, yo, the party was on. Everybody shake it till the break of dawn. And I look around and plan my attack. I want the girl right there with the dress in all black. So I shake what your mama gave ya. But don't break it, cause it took 9 months to make it. I said shake what your mama gave ya. Shake.
Smooth.